by FRED SHUSTER, City News Service. The City of Los Angeles on Wednesday, June 16, filed a motion seeking dismissal of what it calls a misguided lawsuit that attempts to compel local government to provide shelter to thousands of indigent people living on downtown sidewalks and next to freeways. Lawyers for the city argue that while homelessness is among the greatest challenges facing our region, efforts to address the crisis through the lawsuit filed in federal court last year against the city and county are misplaced. The LA Alliance for Human Rights, which brought the suit, wrongfully asked the court to ignore fundamental principles of federalism and separation of powers, and to intrude into the city's handling of complex policy issues that should be addressed by the elected city leaders, not the court, city attorneys wrote in the 25-page motion. Indeed, as plaintiffs acknowledge, the city's leaders have already devoted great efforts, money, and resources to address homelessness, and the city has only increased those efforts in recent years. The city further argues that the L Alliance, a coalition of downtown business owners and residents, including homeless people, has failed to prove any of its claims, including the notion that homeless encampments have been allowed to persist in certain parts of the city, such as Skid Row, Venice, and under the San Diego 405 freeway, more than in other areas. Los Angeles city attorneys also contend that the plaintiffs have not proved their claim that $1.2 billion in voter-approved Proposition HHH funds have been wasted because of a focus on permanent housing rather than the interim solutions the L Alliance contends would be cheaper and a better use of the money. While plaintiffs may disagree with the city's discretionary decisions, they lack standing to challenge them in the courts. Their remedy lies at the polling places and legislatures, the motion reads. A hearing is scheduled for August 9 in Los Angeles federal court to discuss the city's dismissal motion. Meanwhile, a panel of the U.S. Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals is expected to hear arguments next month in the city and county's attempt to freeze a judge's order that local government must offer housing opportunities to the entire population of Skid Row by mid-October. In April, the judge overseeing the suit, U District Judge David O. Carter, issued the injunction ordering that the Skid Row housing effort must begin with offers to all single women and unaccompanied children living on downtown streets. The city and county immediately requested that the appeals court issue a stay pending appeal. A May 27 hearing in Carter's courtroom explored the role of racism as the driving force behind the homelessness crisis in Los Angeles. The city and county then filed papers arguing that racism is besides the point of the L Alliance lawsuit, which does not allege a constitutional violation on the basis of race.